Tonight on 11 at 11, a school scare outside Brashear High School. Police have arrested and charged the teen in this video.
He would take matters into his own account.
The altercation that may have started it all.
And tonight, neighbors still on edge hours after this chaotic scene.
They actually had rifles aimed at the alley like this.
Plus what family members are saying about the victims still in the hospital tonight.
They said he's stable, he's alert.
11 at 11 has all of the angles of the big story covered.
Live, local, late breaking. This is Channel 11 News 11 at 11. News coverage you can count on.
This is crazy. This is sad.
A school scare outside of Pittsburgh High School puts police and the SWAT team on alert today.
Within the past hour and a half, we have learned police charged the teenager you see in this video.
At least it's a big story we've been following since we broke into programming right around 3 o'clock.
And since then, we have been in close contact with investigators. Here's the very latest. A total of 3 students were shot just outside Brashear High School. All of the victims are expected to be okay. Police have arrested and charged 16-year-old Anjanito Willette, who goes by the name AJ. All of this started around 3 p.m. today and put an entire community on edge. We have a team of reporters working every angle of this big story. So let's begin with Courtney Brennan. She is live outside Pittsburgh Police Headquarters. Courtney.
Lisa, late this evening, Pittsburgh police charged that 16-year-old AJ Willette with 4 counts of attempted homicide. Now, police say that this shooting was in retaliation for an incident that happened to Willette back in October at Brashear High School. Officers are saying that Willette was assaulted at Brashear High. It was some sort of drug-related robbery. And after that happened, Willette left school and allegedly said something to the effect of he was going to take matters into his own hands. And so police believe today's shooting was what he meant by that. Late this evening, police charged 16-year-old AJ Willette with 4 counts of attempted homicide. Investigators just gave us this mugshot. Police say Willette went to Brashear High School today with the intent to shoot certain students as they left school.
Channel 11 News starts with severe weather coverage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hit hard by flash flooding. Swift water rescue teams called in to help stranded drivers here in Baldwin. 1 minute the roads were clear, then the water rose fast.
And the drenching downpours causing so many problems out there. This is a look at Route 51. Barricades are up and traffic detoured during the morning rush. People living south of the city are now being asked to stay home.
And the roads too treacherous even after floodwaters receded. The flooding caused so much damage, emergency officials don't expect to reopen Route 51 and Banksville Road until after the evening rush. You can see what's left to clean up here on Banksville.
And take a look at this video from Chopper 11. You can really get to begin to see the massive scope of the damage. Roads swallowed by the fast-moving floodwaters, cars abandoned with water up to the windows. Just imagine the damage that will be left behind when these floodwaters recede. Good afternoon, everyone. All morning long, we've been following severe weather moving through our area.
And we have a team of reporters covering all of the angles of this massive flooding.
I've been out here all morning in the area where I'm standing just a few hours ago, covered with water. It probably would have been up to my belt. The cars that you see back there, they actually drove over some barricades, through some barricades. It's not what you're supposed to do. They were all rescued and are okay right now. Streets Run Road was more like a Streets Run River. We went to the Streets Run Road in Baldwin just after 7 o'clock this morning, and this is what we saw. The raging floodwater picked up cars and moved them like boats down the road. Later in the morning, 2 Pittsburgh Public Works employees had to be rescued from their truck.
We're in the center of town of Oakdale. Come take a look exactly how high this water is in the center of town. This is the lowest point of town, and you can see how high the water is. Taking a look at that bench there. Look at it. It's almost to the top of the bench. Now, residents tell me that they haven't seen anything like this since 2004.
We're told that a viewer sent in a picture, if we can get that up right now, of what appears to be a funnel cloud in the area near Newcastle, and it would certainly lead one to believe that This is the same funnel cloud then that eventually touched down and was confirmed to be a tornado.
Yeah, more specifically near New Beaver Township. And Scott, this is southern Lawrence County is what we're talking about right here?
Yeah, New Beaver Township in southern Lawrence County. This is now moving southeast of Newcastle. I want to show you something on the radar. You see Slippery Rock, Grove City, the two biggest towns in the path right now. One of the things that I'm liking about this, and hopefully this continues, is we've been talking about this hook in here, this little notch in here. Now, I've noticed in the last couple of sweeps, this is not as defined as it was before. And on the last sweep, there was actually a break between this and between that. So hopefully that's an indicator of a weakening cell.
As you can see, as I walk towards this barn, this is a very, very rural area. So not a lot of people live around here, although we have seen a lot of people stop here on the roadway to take pictures after they learned that the tornado touched down. Again, it has hit in two separate spots. Right here is the majority of the damage that you see. Look at all this water. I'm going to cross. Sorry, hold on with me here. Cross that water. We've seen a lot of water here. It's still lightning outside right now. Very dangerous to go live, but we are here on cell phones showing you these pictures, and we're not in any danger right now. Let me show you the debris. Sorry, I'm walked a pretty long while. I'm sorry. There's the debris. You can see the nails. You can see the roof from that barn. See the roadway there? There's a lot of water still on Route 168. A lot of people coming by to take a look. There's the barn if you can see it right up close. And let me pan over here to show you how it hit that barn, then it hit that barn, hit that house right there that I showed you earlier.
On 11/11, tornado touchdown. A man rushes to save his 90-year-old grandmother as the storm rolls through.
It was on the ground and it was moving.
Plus, homes literally underwater and people forced to higher ground.
They come over and it's pretty high, yeah.
And traffic lights out and police pulling double duty to control the traffic.
We heard this really, really loud bang.
We take you to all the hardest hit areas in severe Weather Team 11 coverage.
Live, local, late breaking. Channel 11 News 11 at 11 starts with severe weather coverage.
Good evening, everyone. People all across the area cleaning up from today's wild weather, including this tornado touchdown in Lawrence County.
And high water, the big problem tonight inside one local community. The rain literally forced people to move to higher ground.
And the strong winds brought down this store sign right onto an SUV. Fortunately, no one was injured. Well, tonight, tens of thousands are still without power. Scary sight earlier tonight in Lawrence County, a tornado touching down, sending debris just everywhere. As soon as we heard about the twister, we sent Channel 11's Amy Marcinkiewicz to get a closer look at the damage. She's live tonight with more on what she found. Amy.
Oh, David, it was a crazy night for us up here. We had to battle the rain, the flooded roads to get to where we needed to be. And when we got there, the damage was extensive. Here it is, cell phone video of the funnel cloud hovering above Lawrence County.
We could see the funnel cloud touch down, and by the time I got less than a quarter mile up the road up here, I could see it was on the ground. I turned around, went back south, and it was a matter of 5 minutes and I come back through here and everything was gone.
After he heard it, saw it, this is what he found when he arrived to rescue his 90-year-old grandma. The aftermath of a confirmed tornado touchdown here along Route 168 in North Beaver Township. The damage is evident and all over the place.
We are at the Kerrs Trailer Park, and as you can see, the waters here are starting to recede, but this place is looking more like Boathouse Road. Take a look. There are some 25 mobile homes right now that are sitting literally in about 2 to 3 feet of water, and this is just some of the damage that we are seeing here in Lawrence County tonight. The damage and devastation is unimaginable in Chenango Township.
A lot of thunder and lightning.
Torrential rains dumped several feet of water on Kerrs Trailer Park on Route 422.
More breaking news, this time from Pittsburgh Police Headquarters, and that's where FBI agents have been removing documents for the last couple of hours. Target 11's Rick Earl has been there for the past couple of hours as well. And Rick, what have you learned?
Yeah, David, well, right now we want to show you some breaking news, developing news right now. You can see FBI agents right here are coming out of the police department here of the Pittsburgh Police Department. Those are FBI agents right now carrying out boxes of documents. You see them right there. These are documents that they confiscated from inside the police department. This is a live picture. You are looking at live pictures right now of FBI agents who removed documents. We understand that these documents were removed from the Special Events Department. Now, that's the department that handles secondary employment for police officers. Now, Now, these FBI agents just removed these documents. They are loading them into a car right now. The deputy police chief here, Paul Donaldson, tells us that the FBI agents showed up this afternoon and served a subpoena on the police department here in search of records. Again, right now they are pulling these documents, putting them into this car. This is all part of an ongoing investigation into activities here at the police department. Of course, Police Chief Nate Harper has been under fire for some time. We're not sure if it's connected to that, but is there anything you can tell us, sir, about these documents?
No,
What did you seize?
I can't tell.
You can't comment at all?
No, sir.
No comment at all. Okay, there you have it. That's an FBI agent right now. They just finished the raid here at police headquarters. We did talk earlier, a short time ago, to Deputy Police Chief Paul Donaldson. Here's what he had to say about that FBI raid.
They did have a subpoena. They issued subpoenas and they asked to have copies of a number of records, as I said. And most of them involved secondary employment, special events, training travel, and I don't know specifically what other records they were looking for, but they did talk to people in personnel and finance also.
Again, that was Deputy Chief Paul Donaldson explaining what the FBI was looking for here. And just minutes ago, they left the police headquarters here with boxes of documents. It looked like about 10 or 12 boxes of documents.
Breaking news.
Yes, we're following some big breaking news right now.
Embattled Police Chief Nate Harper fired. Our sources have confirmed it, and Alan Jennings is live at police headquarters.
Hey, Peggy, this is rocking the department tonight. Chief Nate Harper fired. This confirmed by Target 11's Rick Earl within the last couple of minutes. Rick is currently now at the mayor's office getting ready to set up a 6 o'clock news conference called by Mayor Luke Ravenstahl.
Pittsburgh Mayor Luke Ravenstahl firing Chief Nate Harper this afternoon. Harper has been on the force for 29 years, 29-year veteran. We are standing by live here on the 5th floor at the mayor's office. Take a look inside. This is where the news conference will be held. You see a bank of reporters and photographers gathered right there. We are now waiting for the mayor to come here to address us about the police chief being fired.
From Channel 11 News.
Yes, this is a special report. We're interrupting the very end of nightly news with the latest from Police Chief Nate Harper being fired. Pittsburgh Mayor Luke Ravenstahl speaking on this live now. Let's listen.
He has agreed and has resigned effective immediately. Let me also be very clear. I have been informed by the U.S. attorneys that I am not a target of the investigation.
60 grand in overtime. That is for one bodyguard in 1 year.
And we wanted to know how much the taxpayers are paying to protect Pittsburgh's mayor. Well, new at 6, mayor's eyebrow-raising response to our questions and a questionable photo. Alan Jennings live now with the story. Alan.
Hey, David, the mayor's bodyguards line their pockets with boatloads of overtime cash. We know that because we've got the payroll records right here. All of it on the backs of city taxpayers.
The use of Pittsburgh police officers are to protect the people of the city of Pittsburgh. I don't think that a mayor should have 3 officers working overtime to be able to go out with him socializing.
WPXI obtained official city payroll records for Mayor Luke Ravenstahl's personal police bodyguards. The overtime dollars are staggering. In 2010, 11, and 12, Sergeant Dominic Shuley raked in nearly $190,000 in overtime alone. The mayor's office said that figure involves all of his extra work, with or without the mayor. A viewer emailed us this picture of Sergeant Shuley with the mayor at a Northside bar in 2010.
From my perspective, I'm doing nothing improper in that photo. Dom is clearly seated next to me.
The question here, is this part of his overtime paycheck? We showed it to the mayor, and that's when Public Safety Director Mike Huss stepped in.
We all believe that he needs to have protection when he's out in public places. Wherever those happen to be, we believe he needs that protection.
For the same years, bodyguard Matthew Gauntner chalked up $114,000 in overtime pay. In 2010, now retired bodyguard Fred Crawford Jr. made more than $27,000 in overtime. That means in the last 3 years, city taxpayers have paid more than $330,000 in overtime alone.
We've noticed that the amount that he is paying his security goes well beyond anything Tom Murphy or Sophie Masloff did. The former mayors have have had one security detail that was on a regular 40-hour week.
And we understand the mayor is now in city council chambers, which is behind me in that room right there. He's expected to walk right through the door. In fact, here's the mayor right now walking through the door. You see him right now. That's a live picture. Let's go to the podium and hear what the mayor has to say.
After a careful and considerable amount of thought, I have decided that price has become too great to endure. And as a result, I'm here today to announce that I'm dropping my bid for re-election.
Hearing there's a decision on Nate Harper, 5 indictments handed down. Rick Earl joins us live from downtown. Rick.
Yeah, Joe, that federal grand jury just wrapped up around noon today, and they went right into the judge's chambers after that and returned a 5-count indictment against former Pittsburgh Police Chief Nate Harper. Now, here's what we know right now. We're still trying to break this down, but we can tell you that it is 1 count of criminal conspiracy, and there are 4 counts involving tax issues. We're not exactly sure what types of tax issues they are, but that's what we can tell you at this point, that 4 counts of tax issues, 1 count of criminal conspiracy. The judge just minutes ago signed an arrest warrant for former Pittsburgh Police Chief Nate Harper. Again, Nate Harper just indicted minutes ago here at the federal courthouse. The FBI, the head of the FBI, just arrived here at the federal courthouse, and we understand that there will be a news conference at 1 o'clock this afternoon where we will, of course, learn much more about this indictment that was just handed out. We can only assume at this point that this had something to do with that contract, that police radio contract, and Nate Harper's involvement in that radio contract, channeling that contract to a friend of his. That friend has already been indicted by a federal grand jury, along with another former city employee who was indicted as well. Now Nate Harper has been indicted by a federal grand jury. We also expect to hear from Harper's attorney sometime this afternoon. But again, the grand jury just returning that indictment. We will be here and bring you that news conference on Channel 11.
The investigation which has led to these charges is continuing.
Today's indictment of Nathan Harper for public corruption is not an indictment of the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police. Stemming public corruption is the FBI's #1 priority and our criminal investigative priorities here in the Pittsburgh area. It will not be tolerated in our community, no matter the level, the amount, or the individuals involved. The misuse of public office for personal gain is a violation of the public's trust, and it's also a felony.
They are breaking through the second-story window. You're seeing this live right now on Channel 11 News as breaking news. And you see the tactical teams on the roof on that second floor, and we're hearing gunfire. We are now hearing, you're hearing active gunfire there. This is a very active, very tenuous situation. Those teams are still up on the second floor of this home. We just are seeing now 1 member coming out. They just ran into that armored vehicle. And some team members who are behind the armored vehicle. Again, you're looking at live pictures right now, breaking news here on Channel 11 News. This is what we hope to be the end of a standoff here.
This is a special report from Channel 11 News.
After days of testimony, we are awaiting a verdict in the Steubenville rape case. He is scheduled to announce his decision in this controversial case in just a couple of minutes. We want to give you a live look inside the courtroom where this is going to happen. It's visiting Judge Tom Lips, who announced yesterday that he would render his verdict at 10 o'clock this morning, and we are expecting that could happen at any moment. Now, just to recap for you, this has been a non-jury trial taking place at the Jefferson County Juvenile Court in Steubenville. That is what you're looking at live right now. The trial started on Wednesday with defendants Trent Mays and Malik Richmond accused of raping a 16-year-old girl at a party this past summer. Now, the defense argues that any sort of sexual contact was consensual. However, the prosecution says the victim was drunk, she was unconscious, and she was taken advantage of. Now, we want to go to Kara Sapaito, who has been in Steubenville throughout the testimony, throughout the trial. She has the latest for us right now. Good morning, Kara.
Hi there, Brittany. Good morning. It has been a long 4 days of testimony here in Steubenville. Oftentimes, the judge started things at 8:30 in the morning and went till 10 o'clock at night. Teenager after teenager took the stand and testified, in some cases against the accuser, against the defendants, in other cases for the defendants, for the accusers. You can tell that this has truly split this small town in half. Defense attorneys have argued that Malik Richmond and Trent Mays did not assault an unconscious teenager teenage girl. Richmond's attorney said his client did not touch her and no DNA evidence linked him to the crime. May's attorney said yes, DNA evidence on a blanket linked Trent Mays, but said it was consensual. This case has truly torn the town apart.
And it is the court's decision that both of the defendants are hereby adjudicated delinquent beyond a reasonable doubt on all 3 counts as charged.
And we're following breaking news in Gibsonia on a deadly stabbing, and only 11 was there when the suspect was taken out of the home in handcuffs. When Kara Sapida pulled up to Gibsonia Road, one officer was there. That quickly changed. She shows us what happened when more than a dozen officers rushed to the scene.
The call came in around 9:45 this morning saying a woman had been stabbed inside of this home. Now, just a short time ago, we saw a man led out of this house in handcuffs. We were here as he was put into the back of a county police cruiser and taken away. Both Northern Regional Police and county detectives had been here at this scene for about 2 hours now at this home. It's on Gibsonia Road in Richland Township. Detectives say the woman did not make it. We are waiting to speak to the Northern Regional Chief of Police, who we hope will have more insight into what happened inside of this home here this morning.
I'm an innocent person. I never been a type of person to steal or anything like that. I work for everything I have.
A Lincoln Leamington man accused of robbing a bakery in broad daylight, but he says he didn't do it and he can prove it. I talked to DeAndre Brown. He says he has alibi witnesses and there's surveillance video placing him miles away from the crime scene. Yet he's still under house arrest with felony charges hanging over his head.
Can't leave the house.
DeAndre Brown has to wear an electronic ankle bracelet 24 hours a day. Until a month ago, he was a security guard at the Carnegie Library in Homewood. Now he is facing armed robbery charges. Is there any way possible that you could have committed this crime?
There's no way. And unless they're trying to say that I'm Superman to where I could be at 2 places at the same time.
It was September 10th when someone came here to Dana's Bakery in Homewood, pointed a gun at the clerk and made off with $80. That was 2:45 in the afternoon. At the same time, DeAndre Brown was here at the Carnegie Library in Oakland for a job training session. We're looking at about 5 minutes after 2. His lawyer says surveillance video from the library employee entrance shows DeAndre arriving a little after 2 p.m. for the mandatory training and leaving at 5.
You have a man with his exact physical stature and build, and you have him walking in at a couple of minutes after his training, and then you have him leaving right after the training is over.
DeAndre shows us his Carnegie Library employee shirt. Others are willing to vouch that he was there, and he signed a sign-in sheet. The only reason DeAndre was arrested is he was ID'd by a bakery clerk. But the clerk, who didn't want to be on camera, told Channel 11 he told police DeAndre might or might not be the one. Still, DeAndre is looking at 5 to 10 years in prison.
Traumatizing. I don't even feel safe in Allegheny County anymore. It's really sickening to me, because if they could do this to me, they could do this to anybody.
DeAndre Brown, who has no prior criminal record, spent more than a month in jail before his bond was reduced. The district attorney's office says it now has a copy of that surveillance video and is reviewing the case, and they hope to have a decision very soon on whether or not to proceed with charges. Securing the State House with not 1, not 2, but 3 separate security forces, and your tax dollars are paying for it. When we saw millions spent for 3 departments doing the same thing, we got Target 11 on the case.
Investigator Rick Earl traveled to Harrisburg to answer the question, is this why we're broke, Rick?
Yeah, David, Peggy, both the House and Senate have their own security forces. And then there's the Capitol Police, 3 separate forces under one roof. Some lawmakers say it actually saves money. Critics say it's a waste of your tax dollars. Check. State Capitol Police patrol the Capitol in Harrisburg and guard the entrances. But Capitol Police aren't the only ones watching this building. Both the House and Senate also have their own security forces. But unlike Capitol Police, they don't have arrest powers and don't carry weapons.
It's really a symptom of what's wrong in Harrisburg, overkill.
Capitol Police have 92 officers and also patrol the state office buildings in Harrisburg, Philadelphia, and Scranton. The cost, more than $10 million a year. The House has 25 security guards at a cost of $1.5 million. There are 15 Senate security guards costing more than $900,000.
$12.5 million, and there are 150 people. If you were to project that onto the city of Pittsburgh, you would need 60,000 police officers. It's about one police officer for every 7 or 8 people in the Capitol in a normal day.
We crunched the numbers and discovered there's actually more security officers in the state capitol complex than there are police in Butler, Greensburg, and Indiana. They have 71 officers combined. And in Ohio, only one agency, the State Highway Patrol, guards the Capitol complex. Even the U.S. Capitol has just one agency.
Is it a duplication of services?
Well, I can't necessarily say that because when you look at the manpower right now, could Capitol Police do the job? Yes. With the current resources, no.
We wanted to talk to the people in charge of both the House and Senate security forces, so we came here to the state capitol. They refused to go on camera, but they did tell me those forces serve an important function.
The rates go up and up, but a Target 11 investigation uncovered thousands of people riding the Pennsylvania Turnpike for free. It got us asking, is this why we're broke?
Target 11 investigator Rick Earl traveled to the Turnpike's headquarters to see who doesn't have to pay. Rick?
Yeah, David, Peggy, it seems every time you go through the toll booth, you have to dig a little deeper into your wallet. But we discovered nearly 8,000 people have free passes to ride the Turnpike. So we wanted to know who they are and why they don't have to pay. From Pittsburgh to Philadelphia on the Turnpike will cost you $29.65. But more than 2,000 Turnpike employees get to ride free, even when they're not on duty.
No, that's not right at all. We have to pay, so why shouldn't they?
I guess I don't see that much different than any perk that might be given to an employee.
I worked for the post office 41 years and we didn't get nothing special.
It's a perk that has cost taxpayers millions since it first went into effect back in the 1940s.
To utilize it for leisure and that the Turnpike says that they're not tracking that use at all is unbelievable.
Leaders at the Turnpike contend it's an insignificant portion of the total free travel. But former Auditor General Jack Wagner estimates during the past 5 years, the Turnpike has lost nearly $8 million.
We think it's out of control.
And it's not just employees traveling for free. In addition to the employees, nearly 4,000 consultants and contractors also get those free passes, along with 30 state officials. We wanted to know exactly who's on that list, so we came here to the headquarters in Highspire, but no one would talk to us. After submitting a right-to-know request, we received a partial list of those with free passes. Using that information, along with data from the Auditor General's report, we were able to determine who gets to ride for free. 3 PennDOT deputy secretaries each get passes. The lieutenant governor has one, and the governor's office has 21. A spokesperson there tells Target 11 they are strictly for business.
If it's unofficial business, I don't think people will be concerned. But if it's on your own time and you're making trips on vacation.
And free passes also go to 48 different construction companies, including the Turnpike's engineering firm, Michael Baker. They get 19. State police, towing companies, ambulances, Service Plaza employees, and the company that manages Easy Pass also have free passes. And most are supposed to be used for business only. But the former Auditor General says there's little tracking.
The Turnpike Commission does not have good oversight of these free passes.
And in this letter sent to the Auditor General and obtained by Target 11, the Turnpike acknowledged the need to, quote, implement an added level of accountability.
It really points to some of the bad business practices that I believe have been perpetrated in some of the departments, including by the Turnpike Commission.
Good evening, everyone. What a difference a few hours makes. This is what we were dealing with this morning. Many of us woke up to find anywhere from 5 to 12 inches of snow on the ground. And a live look right now at one of the hardest hit areas. All that snow already starting to melt away. But we are still finding some problems this evening.
Yeah, Peggy, the recovery underway as the snowstorm now moves off to the northeast. We have crews all over the region tonight. They've been sending in video as everybody digs out from the snow. Our Amy Marcinkowitz, Vin Sims, Courtney Brennan are all live. We'll get to them in just a moment. Right now, though, our chief meteorologist, Stephen Cropper, has updated snow totals for us. Stephen.
Hey, David, we talked about it in the forecast yesterday. Some folks would get a lot of snow, others would just get a little, and this radar
radar image over the last 12 to 14 hours clearly paints in where the heavy snow fell. This band you see at the start of the radar image coming in right there, that is an area that fell with snow totals coming in about 1 inch to 2 inches per hour. Follow that and now take a look at the map as we look at the following map that shows the accumulated snow. These are the snow totals that came in. Darker banding where that band of snow I showed you north of Pittsburgh, 8 to 10 inch plus snow totals for eastern Allegheny County, northern parts of Westmoreland, eastern Butler, and over to western parts of Armstrong County.
Our teams have been all over covering this story, including in some of the hardest hit areas. Our travels took us to Apollo in Armstrong County, where almost a foot of snow fell. So much snow and so heavy, it knocked out power. Channel 11's Vince Sims live after talking to a family really affected by this storm. Vince?
Definitely, they were affected because of the consistency of the snow. You'll hear many people talk about heavy, wet. This is perfect for like making a snowball and snowmen. But this type of consistency is also perfect for building up on power lines and even tree limbs. And when you get that much on there, well, it can break them off and cause them to snap and break off. That's exactly what happened in the Apollo area. We saw areas there where tree limbs were down on power lines. We also saw the West Penn power crews working in that area trying to restore power where those lines had come down. In a one-block area, there were 8 customers that were without power at one point, and that's where we found one couple, a young couple there with a 6-month-old baby. They didn't have power, and they were very concerned for their little one. What was it like to be without power this morning with this much snow out here?
It wasn't bad for us, but we have a 6-month-old, so it wasn't very fun without any heat for him, trying to keep him warm.
I'm Albie Oxenrider, and this is 11 on the ice.
And I'm Bill Phillips. Game day has finally arrived for the Pens and hockey fans everywhere, looking forward to this Eastern Conference final. Gordon, no big screen here in Ottawa, but the fans are ready to party, and it's a sellout crowd that'll be on hand for tonight's matchup between the Penguins and the Senators. Biggest storyline today in terms of hockey, Jason Spezza is going to return to the lineup for the Ottawa Senators. I talked to Sidney Crosby about him coming back, and it's especially important for Crosby because he's a guy that's been out of the lineup a long time. Spezza's been out since January with back surgery. We also talked about another big storyline, and that's the Penguins getting off to a big start.
They're going to be pretty energized by their crowd and come out pretty hard. I think we got to find a way to match that.
Hey, Peggy and Gordon, the excitement really building here inside the stadium. The Pirates have just left the field. They just finished batting practice. The Reds have now taken the field. They're up to bat. Hopefully they're not going to hit me in the back with a ball ripped along the third base line.
Well, good evening from Lambert International Airport in St. Louis. I'm Albie Oxenrider, and I'm on the side of an open taxiway. 25 minutes from now, the Pirates will arrive for their game tomorrow night with the Cardinals. When the Pirates arrive, they're going to come to this area behind these express planes.
And you're looking live at the St. Louis airport where the Pirates team plane has just landed. There you see it taxiing on the runway. As you know, the Pirates are going to be facing the Cardinals in a do or die game tomorrow. Our Albie Oxenrider is there. We have team coverage of this big story.
Channel 11 Sports Director Albie Oxenrider is there at Lambert, St. Louis International Airport, Lambert Field, where the team's plane just arrived.
Lambert International Airport about 35 minutes ago. They came in on a Delta charter, a 757, and a pretty large traveling party, and they felt very at home when they got off the plane because they were greeted by the Channel 11 cameras. You saw it live on Channel 11 as we were granted special access here at the airport, and here's the video. Clint Hurdle, Pedro Alvarez, Andrew McCutcheon, Neil Walker, all exiting the plane. The Pirates a little more than 24 hours away from Game 5, the deciding game in the National League Division Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Pirates, well, they have to win or their season, their magical season of 2013 will be finished.
This is a big game for all of Pittsburgh.
And we are in the final moments of preparation for tonight's deciding Game 5. Are you nervous?
I am.
I am too. What about the players? I'm sure they are as well. Sports Director Albie Oxenrider live in St. Louis. Albie.
Peggy and David, 2 hours to game time. This is exactly when the players will be feeling those butterflies as they start to realize the enormity of the situation that they're going to be in tonight. It's an elimination game. Do or die, must win. That's why this game is so tense for the players and some of the young players. And we'll talk about how they're handling that. A live picture inside Busch Stadium. Once again, the pregame routine underway. Batting practice at this hour, 2 hours from first pitch. It's deja vu for the Penguins and their fans. For the second time in less than a week, the Penguins are hosting the Bruins. We'll hear from Crosby and Kunitz, plus a rare look at Marc-Andre Fleury's athleticism at shootout practice. We'll get the latest on Malkin's injury, plus gearing up for another Consol clash. We'll show you a behind-the-scenes look at the game day entertainment crew. It's a St. Patrick's Day matinee, and this is the best way to get you started.
I'm Brooks Orpik, 11 on the ice starts right now.
Good afternoon, I'm Albie Oxenrider with Bill Phillips. The Penguins, well, they're the hottest team in the NHL, and they'd like to stay that way against a very good Boston Bruins team. Welcome back to the Black and Gold postgame show. Emmanuel Sanders drops the ball that would have tied the game on the two-point conversion attempt. Ben said he could have thrown him a better ball, but Emmanuel Sanders taking a good amount of grief tonight on Twitter and other social media outlets. You be the judge. Certainly not an easy catch, but it trickled through his hands as he was falling away to the outside, and the Steelers fall 2 points short. Bill Phillips talked with Emmanuel Sanders one-on-one in the locker room after the game.
I would imagine your mind not enough for you tonight.
Yeah, definitely did. Hey man, today is just it's a crazy day for me, you know. But you know, it's just some adversity I gotta handle.
Now, the Subway Final Word.
Good evening, I'm Albie Oxenrider, and welcome to the Subway Final Word, the show that invites you, the fans, into the conversation. You can get your opinion on TV right here every Sunday night. And how about those Bucks?
I was thinking about that before the game. You know, you can be tired, you can be sore, whatever, but this is what you put all the work into for is these upcoming weeks. So this is what I look forward to, and all of us in here look forward to.
Mark Melancon slams the door, and the Pirates win their 87th game. And let's get started by introducing you to tonight's three panelists. Joining us once again this week, the afternoon host at 105.9 The X, Mr. Mark Madden. Hi, Mark.
Yo, Pittsburgh. It's after midnight. Do you know where your offensive coordinator is?
Dan Kovacevic from the Tribune Review. How are you, Dan?
Here's hoping he's in Cincinnati, and here's hoping he's revised the entire playbook or just thrown out the existing one.
They got hotel bars there too, Dayon.
And Mark Caboli, you're ready for a trip to Cincinnati. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. I wonder if there is a Crown Royal, or is that a Royal Crown in Cincinnati? I think it is.
Oh, there's Crown Royal.
There's
probably Royal Crown Cola, too.
Questions that we will answer tonight. And these are our three big topics. The Pirates move in on their first playoff spot since 1992. The Bucks' magic number now at 6. Steelers get ready for Monday Night Football, looking for their first win. Many injuries, many questions, and the Penguins' season is underway. They played a preseason game tonight in Columbus, but we start with the Bucks. Our first question, if the Pirates have a one-game playoff, who should get the start? Mark Madden, your leadoff this week.
I used to think that was an easy question. I used to think it would automatically be Francisco Liriano. But Liriano's had a couple rough outings. You know, he's mixed the good with the bad. He hasn't been the get him and put him down quick and keep him down every night starter he was for a lot of the season.
Veterans Day weekend, a chance for you to say thank you and to support the men and women who serve our country. A West Mifflin group shows their appreciation in a big, big way. And our partner, Channel 11's Peggy Finnegan, takes a look inside this organization that makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Once a month,
we're packing cookies and country music. They requested body wash.
A group of volunteers comes to this warehouse in West Mifflin to sort, pack, and ship off donations for our military service members overseas.
Our volunteers are amazing.
And most have a personal connection to this mission, like Darlene Scalise.
Each box that I pack, I envision who it's going to and what they would like, and those men and women, they belong to me in my heart.
Her son Casey was deployed twice as an Army sniper. He said these boxes were more than just care packages from home.
It really means a lot to the soldiers wherever they are to know that somebody's appreciating them.
Can you imagine being on a remote combat outpost? You've got, no electricity, no running water.
Operation Troop Appreciation Vice President Amanda Thompson says what makes this organization unique is that each box is personally tailored to the unit making the request.
Depending where they are, what climate they're in, if there's males or females, we ask them what they want.
Casey says when the care packages came, it was like Christmas.
When we get these packages, it brightens up the day to know that someone cares about them, and it's not just us against the world, that people really do appreciate what we do.
And when the boxes are all packed up and loaded, it's mission accomplished for this group of military families. In West Mifflin, Peggy Finnegan, Channel 11 News.
Great story, Peggy. Thank you. We're making it easy for you to volunteer and donate to Operation Troop Appreciation. We have a link to the organization there on our website, WPXI.com. And if you know someone or organization that makes you proud to be from Pittsburgh, let us know about it. We have a submission form on our website as well. Breaking news, a frantic search for an abducted teen.
He survived war but died here at home.
He was an awesome guy.
For the first time, we hear from the wife he left behind.
A mix in the forecast. I'm tracking the next round of winter weather to hit the region.
Only on 11, a bold burglary right next to the police station.
This 10-pound rock is just the start of how an intruder went over the top to break in.
Live, local, late breaking. Channel 11 News starts with breaking news.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Chopper 11 over Frankstown Avenue, where police are responding to a report that a teenage girl has been abducted. A witness told officers they saw a man dragging a girl up a hillside.
Now police from 2 departments searching for a white van they believe is involved in this. The scene along Frankstown Avenue, right at the Pittsburgh border with Penn Hills. Channel 11 News reporter Julie Fine just arrived. And Julie, what can you tell us now?
Well, because this is on the border, you can see right here behind me, you have Penn Hills Police and Pittsburgh Police as well, after a report that 15-year-old girl was abducted. Now, police have heard from a witness who says the girl was grabbed from a hillside right near where we are. That's why police are here. Police are now looking for a white van and a man wearing jeans and a red shirt and glasses. Now, back out here, I am told that the Pittsburgh Police are taking the lead on this investigation. I just saw a sergeant from Major Crimes arrive at the scene. We will be here. We'll bring you all of the latest information. We're live on Frankstown Avenue. Julie Fine, Channel 11 News.
All right, Julie, thank you. Chopper 11 checking out more breaking news. This in Beaver County. 3 people escaped a burning home in Darlington Township. An elderly handicapped man was trapped but was rescued. He's being flown to a hospital. Firefighters still on the scene of that fire. And a live look right now at a crash causing backups on I-79. A tractor trailer rolled over in Robinson Township. This happened in the northbound lanes. The driver had to be rescued. You can see it's off to the side there, but one lane is still closed.
More breaking news now on the manhunt for an ex-police officer in L.A. believed to have gunned several people, 3 people to be exact, in California. This is video just into our newsroom from Big Bear, California, where our NBC affiliate KCAL is reporting that there is a gun battle going on right now between Christopher Dorner and police officers. Officers have been conducting a huge manhunt in that area since last week. Dorner is accused of killing a couple and another cop. This is an active situation we are watching, and we will bring you updates about what is happening there just as soon as we get them.
And our crews have been out all day long covering breaking news the past couple of hours. A car just crashed into a building in East Liberty. So a lot's going on. You're in the right place. As soon as we heard about this breaking news, we sent Renee Kaminsky there, and she is on the scene live with the latest. Renee.
Dave, the cleanup is underway here in East Liberty. I'm at the corner of Penn and South Beatty, and check this out. This is a Jaguar sedan. Believe it or not, the driver and his passenger walked out of this car relatively unharmed. He plowed into the side of this is East Liberty Place, and witnesses tell me he was going very, very fast. Take a look at the intersection. This is where he came through at South Beatty. According to one of the drivers that's in a little white car over there, Mr. Bob Lawson told me that this guy took out the front of his car and then came zooming through this intersection, never once hit his brakes, and then went straight into the side of this building. It is a miracle nobody was hurt out here, because at this time of the day, you've got a lot of pedestrians up and down this sidewalk and in the East Liberty area. I just talked to a police officer. He tells me that the driver and his passenger are pretty much okay. The driver had some blood and some cuts, but walked away from this uninjured, and that is simply amazing. That is the very latest here from East Liberty. I'm Renee Kaminsky. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Renee. What really happened to Jennifer Doherty? Jurors hear from the man on trial for her murder. In his own words, Ricky Smyrns places the blame on others. He told police he did not kill the mentally challenged woman. Channel 11's Courtney Brennan is live in Greensburg, where jurors heard his taped statement to police. Courtney?
That's right, Peggy, and in this taped statement, Ricky Smyrns sounded lucid and fairly well-spoken. He sort of sees himself as a Casanova, a ladies' man, and says that Jennifer Doherty was just one of many women he was dating. He said in this taped statement that he loved Jennifer and that he did no harm to her. He places the blame for her torture and death on the 5 other co-defendants.
She would do things for me. I mean, she would hug me, and it was a sensation that I also got scared because I had 2 other women that I actually liked.
Defendant Ricky Smyrns thinks highly of himself when it comes to women. In his taped statement played in court today, he says Jennifer Doherty found herself in this horrific situation because she slept with him.
Is that why a lot of this is happening? Because you had sex with Jennifer. And I still had feelings for Jen.
Smyrns says his girlfriend, Angela Marinucci, was jealous, and she and the other people in the apartment tied Doherty up and beat her and force-fed her disgusting concoctions.
And I'm sitting there crying. You know, I couldn't show my tears, but I'm crying inside over her body like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
Even though he was allegedly upset over what was happening, Smyrns says he didn't help Doherty because he was scared of Melvin Knight.
I didn't stab her. I took the knife after he told me to. He told me to get the knife, and my fingerprints are on it because he told me to throw it back in the sink, so I threw it in the sink to wash it off.
A few minutes later, he changes his story.
I did not stab her. The only part that I did was that. And I helped him clean. Yes, and I helped him clean a little bit too.
The prosecution finished their case today, and the defense starts early tomorrow morning. The jury could potentially have this case and start deliberating tomorrow afternoon. Reporting live this evening at the Westmoreland County Courthouse, I'm Courtney Brennan, Channel 11 News.
2 of the 6 suspects have been convicted. Angela Marinucci is serving life in prison, and Melvin Knight was sentenced to death by lethal injection.
Now a check on the weather, and we have the latest with our severe Weather Team 11 coverage. We're bracing for more winter weather, rain and snow in the forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper here with the latest for us. Stephen?
We get glimpses of sunshine, and then another one comes in, and that's what's happening tomorrow. Let me show you the latest satellite and radar, and you're looking at cloud cover basically moving in from the north and kind of sliding through the area. We've really enjoyed an afternoon of sunshine, but the latest radar big picture look shows a lot of moisture down in the south. That system moving in from the south will eventually slide our way tomorrow, and here is the latest storm tracker. I just put this together. Here's Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. The morning commute will be dry, but we will have the clouds beginning to move in. Then watch what happens from noon through about 5 o'clock. We get this blue and pink. That's representing some rain and snow moving into the area from the south to the north. So Greene County, Washington, Cannonsburg, you'll get it first, then it'll move into Pittsburgh. There'll be a sharp cutoff to how far north it goes, and the accumulations will also be light as well. Coming up in the full forecast, I'll take you neighborhood by neighborhood. We'll follow this system northward. I'll let you know how much to expect from this system during your afternoon commute Wednesday.
See you then, Stephen. Thanks very much. Well, he survived 2 tours of duty in Iraq, but a local veteran died in a tragic helicopter crash while shooting a reality TV show out in California. Michael Donatelli's family's devastated. His wife talked with Channel 11's Kara Sapida about this shocking loss. Kara?
This man's family is so proud of him. He was a highly decorated veteran, extremely skilled in special operations. His wife told me it is so hard to believe that he survived war only to die shooting a reality TV show.
He adored this country.
Master Sergeant Michael Donatelli can easily be called a local hero here in Indiana County. He spent 23 years as a Green Beret Ranger in Special Forces, serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. His family always praying for his safe return.
His mom was telling me the other day that she was worried every time the doorbell rang that they were going to come and tell her, you know, something happened to Michael.
Today I sat down with his wife Gigi, who said Michael always made it back home to her and their children.
My husband was the best thing God ever put on this earth. And we have 5 kids, and he loved them all.
Until this last trip, Michael was chosen for a new reality TV show on the Discovery Channel and was filming early in the morning on Sunday when his helicopter went down in California.
And my 3-year-old Dominic was his pride and joy, and Dominic's obsessed with his dad. And as a matter of fact, he packed a suitcase today and said he's going to California with his dad.
All 3 people on board died. Today, Michael's father proudly showed me photos of his son, who was a popular boxer growing up, a bodyguard.
This was in Iraq.
And a highly decorated Green Beret Ranger in Special Forces.
He survived all that to come home and die in a dumb helicopter crash. He was doing something he liked and, you know, what he wanted to do, so, you know, we're comforted in that.
Now, the FAA is investigating. They have not said what caused this crash. The Discovery Channel released a statement saying they are cooperating fully with authorities. Their thoughts and prayers go out to the families. Michael was 45 years old. Reporting live tonight, I'm Kara Sapaida, Channel 11 News.
So sad. All right, Kara, thank you. Well, police say a driver was likely drunk and speeding when he crossed the center line, hit another car in Lincoln Place. That car went up in flames after the crash on Mifflin Road late last night, killing 58-year-old Daniel Wolowski. His wife was critically hurt. The couple's daughter tells us they had just gotten off of work and were headed home. The man in the other car, who police believe may have caused this accident, was also taken to a hospital. His name has not been released.
New details on a deadly hit-and-run accident in Point Breeze. The driver in the case has made a plea deal. 46-year-old James Price was thrown from his bike and killed after being hit by the car on Penn Avenue in July. Prosecutors say Jeff McClure sped from the scene. He pleaded guilty to 2 charges this morning, and he was sentenced to up to 5 years in prison. The victim's mother talked with Channel 11's Alan Jennings. What she's saying about this plea deal, that's new at 6. Investigators are looking into what started flames at a garage owned by a fire restoration company. Firefighters were called to Mater's Fire Repair on Phelan Way around 11:30 this morning. When a Channel 11 News photographer pulled up, smoke was billowing from the garage, but the fire was under control. No word on what started it.
Defense attorneys expected to take a closer look at the report from Joe Paterno's family in the Louis Freeh investigation. In his report, the former director of the FBI concluded that Paterno, former Penn State leaders Tim Curley, Gary Schultz, and Graham Spanier covered up the child sex abuse allegations against Jerry Sandusky. The analysis released Sunday by Paterno's family called Freeh's report flawed and resulted in a rush to judgment. Curley, Schultz, and Spanier all face criminal charges. In the meantime, another Penn State trustee is urging a close look at the Paterno family's critique. Trustee Ryan McCombie said in a statement that the findings should give pause to closing the book and moving on from the scandal. Freeh has stood by his conclusions.
A Somerset County woman has pleaded guilty to stealing $4,000 from a Vietnam veterans organization. Lori Sue Fisher, who served as bookkeeper for the Vietnam Veterans of America chapter in Somerset Township, was an Air Force veteran herself. According to the Somerset Daily American, the money was stolen from an account used to help families during illness.
He told police he was thirsty, so he went for a beer. Well, the trouble is, the bar was closed. The quick arrest, that's coming up.
And temperatures above freezing now, 41 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures also around 40 as you travel north. Talking about some rain and snow in the forecast. I'm putting the finishing touches on the latest storm tracker. I'll have that for you coming up.
This is my pride. I feed my family with that.
His store sits right next to the police station, but that didn't stop a desperate crook. The video showing an unbelievable smash and grab. Next.
We have more breaking news, this time from Pittsburgh Police Headquarters, and that's where FBI agents have been removing documents for the last couple of hours. Target 11's Rick Earl has been there for the past couple of hours as well. And Rick, what have you learned?
Yeah, David, well, right now we want to show you some breaking news, developing news right now. You can see FBI agents right here are coming out of the police department here of the Pittsburgh Police Department. Those are FBI agents right now carrying out boxes of documents. You see them right there. These are documents that they confiscated from inside the police department. This is a live picture. You are looking at live pictures right now of FBI agents who removed documents. We understand that these documents were removed from the Special Events Department. Now, that's the department that handles secondary employment for police officers. Now, these FBI agents just removed these documents. They are loading them into a car right now. The deputy police chief here, Paul Donaldson, tells us that the FBI agents showed up this afternoon and served a subpoena on the police department here in search of records. Again, right now they are pulling these documents, putting them into this car. This is all part of an ongoing investigation into activities here at the police department. Of course, Police Chief Nate Harper has been under fire for some time. We're not sure if it's connected to that, but is there anything you can tell us, sir, about these documents?
No,
what did you seize?
I can't tell.
You can't comment at all?
No, sir.
No comment at all. Okay, there you have it. That's an FBI agent right now. They just finished the raid here at police headquarters. We did talk earlier, a short time ago, to Deputy Police Chief Paul Donaldson. Here's what he had to say about that FBI raid.
They did have a subpoena. They issued subpoenas and they asked to have copies of a number of records, as I said. And most of them involved secondary employment, special events, training travel, and I don't know specifically what other records they were looking for, but they did talk to people in personnel and finance also.
Again, that was Deputy Chief Paul Donaldson explaining what the FBI was looking for here. And just minutes ago, they left the police headquarters here with boxes of documents. It looked like about 10 or 12 boxes of documents that the FBI carted away. Again, Chief Donaldson telling us that it appears to be dealing with the Special Events Department. That's the department that handles secondary employment for police officers when they want to work outside of bars on Carson Street or down at the stadium. So a developing story here. We'll stay on top of this and bring you the very latest as it develops throughout the newscast. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Rick. A local store's front window all taped up tonight after a smash and grab crime. But the burglar didn't get what he came for. The store owner showed us the surveillance video. Channel 11's Renee Kaminsky has a closer look that you will see only on 11.
That's really heavy, and that went through your window.
Yes. The thief who bashed his way into Hassan Ansari's family business in Wilkinsburg overnight was not your typical smash and grab intruder. That's why Hassan called police and then Channel 11. It's amazing. Keep your eye on the right side of your screen as a dark figure tosses a 10-pound rock through the very top of the glass entryway, then climbs up and over into Hassan's store. He walked towards my register that is right there. He grabbed that register and threw it on the floor. After giving up on getting anything out of the locked cash register, the thief took an entire box loaded with cartons of cigarettes worth more than $2,000 of Hassan's hard-earned money. This is my bread. I feed my family with that. So it hurt me a lot. He was only in the store for 2 minutes and then he left in the same way he got in, climbing 6 feet up, over and through broken glass. Just a few days ago, Hassan's business neighbor on the corner was burglarized. So even though this surveillance video isn't the greatest, Hassan is hoping someone will recognize the man who stole from him and his family and turned him in. Go get a job. Do something with your life. This is not right. Taking somebody's money like that. I work almost every day. Work hard for my money.
We were just saying that it made a lot of sense what he just said there. The police station happens to be right across the street, and Wilkinsburg police want to hear from anyone who may have information about this break-in.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast in high definition.
Well, we're tracking some rain and snow showers moving back into the area. There could be a couple of isolated slick spots tomorrow, but I'll show you temperatures are going to warm up during the afternoon, which will play in our favor. We do keep a cold wintry forecast through Saturday, though, with more snow showers rolling in. All right, here's your Wednesday planner. We start the morning 7 a.m., 29, dry, though it will be mostly cloudy. Temperatures jump pretty quickly above freezing to noon, 37. We will see some rain and snow showers developing south to north, and I'll show you that on Storm Tracker again in a moment. And by 5 o'clock, all areas from Pittsburgh south expecting some rain and snow showers. Temperature, though, still during that afternoon commute expected to be above freezing. This is the latest Storm Tracker starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I just put it back together in the commercial break to show you the trend as we watch this system kind of give us a glancing blow from the south. Not a lot of moisture with it, and it's a quick mover, but there will be some rain and snow showers by noon, working into Cannonsburg, working through Jeanette, Irwin, Trafford, North Versailles, getting some rain and snow, and also working into Pittsburgh. Notice this sharp cutoff line to the north and to the west, so Butler not expecting any precip, and nor is Newcastle up towards Clarion County and Venango counties. The system moves through in about a 6 to 8 hour period. The trend for slick spots would be more likely tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Not a lot of moisture with it, as I mentioned. Maybe 1/10 of an inch of snowfall around Pittsburgh, maybe a couple of inches as you get to Deep Creek, Lake Maryland. 28 tonight, partly cloudy, not as windy. Tomorrow, rain and snow developing after lunch. Isolated slick spots as we see the temperature fall from 39 down to 26 tomorrow night. We keep scattered snow showers on the picture through the forecast Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. High temperature Saturday 29, 27 under partly cloudy skies Sunday.
Fire breaks out on a school bus, and it's captured on cell phone video.
We're finding out about this fight and why it's the driver who is in big trouble tonight.
More than 25 years after graduating high school, one man is living out his dream as a college basketball player.
One man not letting his age stop him from living his dream of playing college basketball. Tonight, Channel 11's Rich Walsh introduces us to Brian Rice, a freshman on the Geneva basketball team.
He's not the tallest, can't jump the highest, but one thing that separates Brian Rice from the rest of the Geneva basketball team, he's definitely the oldest, and it's not even close.
I'm 43.
43 years old. What made you come back to college basketball?
Just the love of the game.
Rice graduated Newcastle High School before most of his teammates were even born in 1987. But instead of pursuing basketball then, he joined the Navy.
I decided, no, let's do the military for 4 years, and let's see where that takes us. So
4 years turns into how many?
24 and a half.
The man they call chief around the court is living out a dream.
Into the Geneva lineup, number 45, Brian Rice.
My hope was that it would encourage others to know that you're not too old to pursue whatever your dream is. It may not be college basketball. It might be something as simple as going back to school and getting your GED. But whatever, it is that you have dreamt to do, it's never too late.
Rice's story is more than just being a 43-year-old basketball player. He's a father figure, a mentor to his teammates that are half his age, on and off the basketball courts.
Every now and then I'll pull players to the side and say, hey, look, this, why don't you think about this, why don't you think about that? And I think the deliverance of it makes it the most, they're more receptive because I'm out there running with them.
Rice will earn his degree in less than a year and is an inspiration to all.
Hard work, there's no exception for hard work. If you work hard, things will pan out for you.
At Geneva College, Rich Walsh, Channel 11 News.
Boy, what a great story.
I love that story.
He's my hero, really. I'd love to play college basketball. It's been a crazy day in the newsroom here at Channel 11. We're following several breaking news stories right now.
First, a reported abduction in Penn Hills. Police, we hear, are looking into reports that a 15-year-old was dragged into a van. Our Julie Fine is live where the investigation is happening right now.
Plus, Rick Earl investigates some questionable use of your taxpayer dollars for private projects, an indoor sports facility, a soundstage, natural gas drilling. We ask if this is why we're broke.
Live, local, late breaking. Channel 11 News starts with breaking news.
A busy day of breaking news, and it starts with this new video. That's FBI and IRS agents removing boxes of evidence from Pittsburgh Police Headquarters late this afternoon, just a few minutes ago, in fact. The material they're removing is in connection with a grand jury investigation involving the police chief, Nate Harper. And check out this breaking news video from East Liberty. This just a short time ago. A driver careened out of control and into a building there. Now, amazingly, he and a passenger were relatively unhurt. Witnesses say the driver was speeding when he went through an intersection, hit a car, and then into that building. And we want to check on the situation in Robinson Township. PennDOT cameras show crews working to remove an overturned big rig on I-79. From Chopper 11, we can see what happened in the tricky S-bend area there. We're told the driver was alert, but did have to be rescued. And we're following reports a 15-year-old girl was abducted just a short time ago. Chopper 11 high over Penn Hill shortly after this report this afternoon. And from the ground, crews were out looking for a white van possibly involved in the abduction. Witnesses report seeing a girl being put in the back of a van. We have Channel 11's Julie Fine on the scene. Look for reports from the next half an hour from her right there. Now, new at 5:30, a tavern targeted.
And the thief who police caught red-handed wasn't after money. Our Shelby Zaratny explains.
James O'Hanlon may be parched, but thirst didn't give him the right to break into the Castle Tavern on Library Road. Now he's facing charges. It started when the alarm to police came in at 9 this morning. Castle Shannon officers went to check it out.
We can't underscore enough the fact that we're happy that their business was alarmed.
There they found a broken window on the south side of the building and sent their canine to find out who or what was inside. Just at that moment, a motion sensor went off in the tavern's dining room. Believing their suspect was still inside, officers set up a perimeter, and just after 9, their suspect came out of the building. Police arrested O'Hanlon.
As long as he would have paid for the beer, he could have had a beer when we were open.
The tavern opens at 11. Police believe O'Hanlon grabbed a metal bar and busted through the window that way in order to pop open that beer. He faces a number of charges, including burglary and theft. Live in Castle Shannon, Shelby Zaratny, Channel 11 News.
Well, some sunshine in the area now, some clouds to the north. By this time tomorrow, we'll be talking about some rain and snow. A lot of moisture moving in from the south. Here's Pittsburgh. It's still several hours away, in fact, about 18 hours away, but we will see by tomorrow afternoon some rain and snow moving back into the area. This is your timeline, 12 noon tomorrow, looking at light snow in blue. Pink represents that rain-snow mix. All areas expected to be above freezing during this event, so we're not anticipating widespread travel issues unless you're traveling to Deep Creek Lake, Maryland, Garrett County. You might pick up some steadier snowfall there. Coming up in the full forecast, I'll show you neighborhood by neighborhood what we expect in terms of snowfall from this event. We'll also talk temperatures through the weekend. Another shot of cold air coming our way. See you then.
New tonight, an Evans City man arrested outside of a Butler County hotel. Police say he was trying to meet up with a 13-year-old stranger. Our Amy Marcinkowitz found out how he actually arranged a meeting with a jail cell.
According to the criminal complaint, Attorney General agents caught him red-handed. Agents saying they arrested this man, Dennis Bells, outside a Cranberry Township, Butler County hotel. Officials say this was the meeting place for Bells and a 13-year-old girl. Problem is, the person the suspect was talking to over the internet was no girl at all, but a special agent with the Child Predator Unit. According to the police paperwork, Bells' username was Running Hard 011. Agents say he struck up a conversation online. He thought he was talking to a teenage girl and her mother. Most of the internet chats were way too graphic to show on TV, but according to the criminal complaint, Bell said, "I am looking to be part of a family with girls. I am attracted to younger girls." Speaking to the mother about her daughter, he said, "I won't hurt her. A lot of people think this is wrong and sick." Bells lives on the main drag in Evans City. We went to his house, knocked on his door to see if anyone from his family was around. No one answered. State Attorney General agents say what this 45-year-old man did is illegal, and Monday they arrested him, charged him with attempted sex acts against a child.
Amy Marcinkowitz, Channel 11 News.
And new at 5:30, a burglary at a cell phone store in McKeesport is caught on camera. Police say surveillance video captured the man you see in the denim jacket robbing Verizon Wireless. The 50 to 60-year-old man took an air card worth $350. He is about 250 pounds, stands about 5 foot 8 inches tall. No one was hurt. If you recognize that man, call police. A teenager will serve jail time for shooting at a convenience store in the city of Washington. According to the Observer reporter, a judge sentenced Leonardo Porter 3 to 6 years for his role in a shooting at Mega Express last summer.
Police say he and Hakeem Warren opened fire on a vehicle and then injured the driver. Warren is currently in jail on bond. His hearing is scheduled for February 25th. The
latest details now in a breaking story we brought you during our morning show this afternoon. We talked to a grandmother who heard sirens heading toward a home that's been in her family for generations. And what's worse, her granddaughter and great-grandson were sleeping inside.
My heart just dropped, because I knew that they were out here.
Ahead at 6, how the family inside managed to make it out thanks to the way one of them was sleeping. We also have new details on a decorated firefighter accused of raping a woman in Beaver County. Prosecutors dropped the charges against Lee Finlayson. Instead, police are now investigating his accuser. The defense claims she hacked Finlayson's phone and sent herself an alleged confession text. The fight between two teenage girls.
And the only adult around does nothing to stop it.
And she just keeps driving. Oh, my goodness.
Ahead, the disturbing 4-minute video without 1 second of action from the bus driver.
Carnival is the fun line, which I don't know if it's the fun line now.
Well, power's out, and so's the plumbing in that. Ahead, more than 4,000 passengers with no place to go and conditions getting worse.